Hey, hello everyone and welcome to this screencast. One of the main goals that I have is to provide you with instructions to have the same environment I'm using right now. You will get a great console emulator and a powerful text editor, which is Vim of course. Worth to mention that everything is under Windows. Yeah, Windows. What you are seeing right now is the console emulator that I choose. The name is CMDir. Look that it looks beautiful out of the box. These are the necessary tools you have to have in order to follow the tutorial. Please find the links at my website. I'll make this full screen with Alt plus Enter. Also, I would like to have an alias for the ls like this. For that, look that I use alias tool that comes with CMDir. So, if I use ll, you will see the contents of the current folder. First, we're going to install CMDir. For that, you only have to extract the contents using 7-zip. After that, you can go to the folder and list the contents. One of the important files is this one, cmdir.exe, which is the one you will have to execute in order to run the console emulator. Of course, you can make a shortcut for it. We are not going to cover the features that comes with CMDir. I'll make another screencast for that for sure. Just to let you know, CMDir grabs great open source projects like Konemu, which is the underlying console emulator, MySysKit, which comes with neat Unix tools like awk, sort, grep, find, etc. And finally Cling, which is a kind of implementation of the famous GNU readline library. I would recommend you to invest some time reading about this as it might increase your productivity. Next, let's proceed to install Vim. I'm using the Vim distribution from SolarBlock. You can find the links at my website. The important thing to notice here is that I use the 64 bits distribution. That is to take advantage of the operating system architecture. After installing Vim, in my case right here, you will see that there is a folder that's called Vim74 where all the binaries live. For instance, gvim for graphical Vim or plain old Vim for console Vim. Now, install Python with the same architecture as the Vim distribution that I choose, in this case 64 bits. Two things to notice here. If you have already installed Python 32 bits, please, when installing this one, use another destination folder. Also, remember to check the option to include Python in the path environment variable. So, to check that we have this version indeed, just put here Python and you can see that it's the correct version with the correct architecture. Okay, we can use the command where to see where Vim is obtained from. Look at the first one is a reference of a Vim that comes with this MySysKit CMD component, which is not the one that we just installed. Of course, it's a usable Vim, but as we can see right here with Vim version, oh, CMD has a weird bug that for certain tools the output won't be shown, so we can easily work around that with piping to cat. So we can see that this Python that comes with MySysKit doesn't include, for instance, Python bindings, Python 3 bindings, Lua, neither Ruby bindings. So, in order to take advantage of our Vim, we have to edit a batch script that comes with CMDir. Here, we can use Vim that comes with CMDir for editing that batch script. Inside that, we'll have to find the line that refers to path environment variable, and we'll just have to set at the very beginning the path to our Vim distribution, like this. We save and we quit. Okay, now we have to restart this console emulator. For that, we exit, open again. So if now we search where beams resolve, we can see that the first one is the beam that we just installed. Indeed, if we do a beam version, pipe to cat, we can see that this beam distribution comes with Python bindings, Python 3 bindings, Ruby, as well as Lua. Okay, we can use this beam distribution. So, as you can see, it's a plain old console beam. But we can do better than this. For that, you can take advantage of your BMC file that you might have in a public repository, such as mine, which is in GitHub. So let's go to our screencast folder, let's clone the GitHub repository like this. After a couple of seconds, we can inspect the contents. Okay, if we see, we have the BMC file, which we'll have to copy it to our home path folder, or we can make a symbolic link to it. I prefer the last, as I can easily push changes to my GitHub. So, in order to create a symbolic link in Windows, you will have to run a console pressing Ctrl T with administrator privileges. So as you can see, we have a new console with the administrator privileges. Now we'll just have to make link, a symbolic link, to our home path folder, bmrc, and points to our GitHub repository. And that's it. The link was created successfully. We can exit this console. Now we can test whether or not Beam is taking the beam.rc file. And indeed, it took our beam.rc file. Look that in this case, I'm using a color scheme that is 256 colors, and it's perfectly supported by CMDir. We can, I don't know, look at nerdtree plugin, edit files, etc. So let me show a quick hello world example in Python, like this. Sorry, hello Py. We can make it like this. For that, I use ulti snippets to easy the coding, and then we can have here like this, print hello world from CMDir console emulator, and that's it. So we can execute this file opening another console like this, Python hello, and that's it. We have hello world from CMDir console emulator. But we can also take advantage of running commands inside console Beam like this. Pass to Python the current file using the percentage sign, and we can see that it's not fancy or pretty fancy the output, but we can see that it works. It prints hello world from CMDir console emulator string. So that's pretty cool, eh? Okay, before finishing the tutorial, I want to leave you with a great tip. The tip is to start using a Windows Package Manager. The one that I've just recently started using is called Chocolate. You can download that from the webpage, and it's pretty easy to install following a PowerShell script. Also, in their webpage, you can find any package you might want to install and then follow the instructions to install those packages. Remember, to install packages, you will have to have administrator rights. So using again this trick to open a new console with administrator rights, you can write choco, and with this syntax it should show all the instructions you can run with choco. For instance, you can list the packages you'll have in your system. One of the the one that I use most, is called AG, that stands for the Silver Searcher. It's very useful for doing project-wide search in a pretty fast way, and it has some pretty good sensitive defaults configurations. So this is pretty neat that Choco install AG, or using the short form Sainst AG. Okay, so for instance, you can go to the project like this one in .beam and search with AG for the string hello. As you can see, it shows only one file which encountered the string hello. But one of the good things to have Beam is to rely on external tools. So you can go to Beam and install a plugin that is called AG, like this one, which will take advantage of this AG external tool for doing project-wide searches. So having that installed, you can, if for instance use my bmercy folder file, you can go to your project, use AG plugin, again hello string, it will use the AG external tool, and finally it would populate the quick fix window in Vim with the result. In this case, it's just one file, hello.py, where it counter the hello world from CMD console emulator. If you press enter, it will go to your file where the line where in the line has the magic. Okay, I think that will be all for today. Thank you for watching the screencast, and I hope to see you later. Goodbye.